Hey there, what's up everybody? David Hawk here, and today I want to show you how I made this. And it's a Santa key. You can see it's got the little tag on it and what it's for. The tag says, this key is magic. I don't have my glasses, I can't really read it. I'm doing it from memory, but this key is magic. It lets Santa in on Christmas Eve when there's no chimney to climb. So this is the key. A couple of insights I'm going to share with you that I did not like when I made this, and I made a couple of mistakes, but I think it still came out pretty good, and it's, you know, it's my first one that I've done, so I'm happy with it. The Santa key, let's get into the video. Hey, good morning, David Hawk here. Today I wanted to share with you how I made this Santa key, and I've tried to, you can see I've got it all grouped together. I tried to hit engrave so you could see it, but it takes the words and all the cuts out, so that's kind of interesting. I don't really understand why it's doing that. Let's see, score and cut look the same way. But anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to make this key, and the story of this key, hey, I realized I kind of messed up the story in the last video, so I wanted to insert this here. The story is the Santa key allows Santa Claus to get into homes without a chimney. So one day a year on Christmas Eve, this key works because it's magic, and it allows Santa to get in and leave gifts for the kids. And I just thought that was an incredible story, so I want to make these keys. Let's get back to the video. So I just thought that story was really cool, and I wanted to make this key, and I'll show you this. This one was the inspiration of this key. This is a copywritten image, so I couldn't use that, but I did this one, and hopefully you can see that. I made it a little too big, but anyway, hopefully you can see that. And then we've also got some tags that go with it. I had all this blown up. I don't know why, it's so that you could see it. So they both say the same thing, but this one leaves room for somebody's name. So if you want to add a name, you can do that really easy. And, you know, if you don't, you just want to make a bunch of keys and pass them out, then you can do this tag. So either way is good, and obviously up to you, but we're going to go ahead and run this right now. And I think I'm just going to run this tag for now, and I'm going to run this key, and luckily I have a piece of leftover basswood. Oh, that's the other thing. It is on 3mm basswood. That's what I'm doing this project on. So let's get the S1 connected here. All right, and now we will get going. Get our piece laid out. And you can see we're in there pretty square. Okay, got that done. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go over here. I'm going to copy this tag and bring it in over here, just so that everything prints at one time, or engraves. I shouldn't say print, should I? But anyway, get it pretty close so we don't waste a bunch of wood. Let's make sure, yeah, it's not touching. Bring that down here. All right, now we're ready to run. So let's double check my settings. Engrave. Oh, see, that didn't work. Wait a minute. All right, now let's see how long this is going to take. It looks like almost 4 minutes. Let's run it and see how we did. Hey there, so typically I would do this standing up, but it doesn't work with the camera very well. For what I wanted to show you, I've got two pieces. I really don't like this paint. I'm going to go get a little brighter red paint later today, I think, because I just don't like that. I thought it was more of a Christmas color than what it is, but for demonstration purposes, I'll show you this. And like I said, you could paint, I think you could paint this like the bright red or green, whatever, just Christmas colors. And then once we get it put together and glued, it's going to be like that. And this is going to give you a little more rigidity, so this SC would break off pretty easy at the bottom of the key there, but we're just going to glue it. And I've got these little clamps. These things, I use these all the time, and it's amazing. I think you can get a pack of 6 of them at Harbor Freight for like 99 cents. They are amazingly inexpensive and they're good. Like I said, I use them all the time. Don't have my trash can. So just a little bit of wood glue, and like I said, you could use CA glue here if you want to. Completely up to you. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to get this thing set up so that it doesn't come apart later. Oh well. I was looking for a rag, but just so I can get this off of my finger. This part is optional, but I kind of like spreading this glue out a little bit. Making sure I've got it on the ends. All right, that's good enough. Just wipe that on the table. And now, all we need to do is get this lined up and put these little clamps on it. And like I said, you could use CA glue. I find sometimes I'm not talented enough to use CA glue. It glues too fast for me. And I wind up having to redo something or something else. So I'm not a big fan of the CA glue. Because see, I don't have this lined up already, and with CA glue, I'd have probably been in trouble right there. I don't think I'd have been able to fix that. But with regular wood glue, I can. And granted, this takes a little bit longer to glue time, but I'm also not in a hurry, so it doesn't matter to me. You might want to have a few of these packs of clamps, because if you're going to make multiples of these, I'm thinking 4 clamps is the way to go on each one. So that's it. We're glued up. I will come back. I'll show you once it's done and we get it put together. Thanks. Okay, so we've got a Santa key, and I think this really came out nice. I am going to go get that other paint. I'd like the red to be different. And something that I found out was when I painted this, after I cut it, I got this red paint, which I should have realized was going to happen. I don't much care for that, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and paint a full sheet, or how much ever I'm going to use for the wood, and I'm going to paint it before I engrave it and cut it. That said, do that at your own risk, because obviously paint's flammable. I don't think it's flammable once it's dry, but either way, there's probably some fumes or something you could get, so make sure you're vented good and doing everything to keep yourself safe. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do, and I think it came out really good. I'm going to put this together with some ribbons, so we've got actually, look at there, I got a sand that still. But I'm going to put this together with some ribbons so it goes together, and then we'll give these out to kids that need them and need Santa to be able to get in their house on Christmas Eve. So thanks for watching the video. I will talk to you soon. I hope you make this. If you do, hey, please share it. I'd love to see what you're making. And, if you modify this at all, let me know. And you're free to use my file. I'm going to have it in that Atom store, and the link will be in the description somewhere. So check that out if you want the file. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a good time. Enjoy lasering. See ya.